song today, not all the words.
Hey everyone, today I'm going to be sharing with you my favourite Wattpad novels. If you don't know what Wattpad is, it's this online website where anyone can become a writer, so you don't need any qualifications, anybody can write their own story. And on Wattpad you can find some amazing stories, and I mean amazing, and I don't know why these stories aren't published yet because they are so good. If you want to read any of these books, there'll be links in the description to go read them. So the first book that I love is called Mute. Mute is set in a dystopian world called Cirrus, where the teenagers literally live off music. For 23 hours a day they listen to a variety of music, and the music sustains them with the energy that they need to live. A quote from the author's own summary was, "It is essentially every teenager's dream. Hit a button and drown the world out." This book is unfinished and I'm pretty sure the author is in the process of rewriting it, but if you want to check it out, I really recommend it. It is probably one of my favourite books on Wattpad, and I loved the writing style that the author had. She has such a beautiful way of writing and of creating stories and characters. All around, Mute is one heck of a book, and I really wish the author wrote more because I love the story, I love the ideas, and it's such an interesting world that we've been placed into. The author writes incredibly, and I just wish we could see more of this book. I love the premise and the idea, and I can't wait to read more, and you guys should totally check out Mute. It is so good, and I feel like it should have so many more reads than it does. The second book on this list is 548, and 548 is set in a quirky coffee shop, and there are 3 teenage boys that run the shop and they own it, and people come into the shop and it's just a really comforting place. There's paintings all across the walls and it's just a really comforting place. It has a good vibe. 548 follows 2 characters mainly, Claire and Jasper. It's written from dual perspectives, so one chapter is Claire, one chapter is Jasper. Claire is a really troubled teenage girl. She's 19, I believe, and she is stricken with grief. She's been wrecked by it and she's just been destroyed, and she is lonely. She doesn't have any friends. She's a dropout. She doesn't really have a life purpose anymore, and she goes to the coffee shop 548 every day and just sits there and pretends to listen to music because she doesn't really have anything else to do with her life. The second main character is Jasper, and he's a painter, an obsessive addict of a painter. He literally eats through painting. It's almost like his drug. Painting is his drug, and that's why there's paintings all through the cafe, because he painted all of these, and painting is this desire that he has to do. He will feel ill if he can't paint. 548 is a really great contemporary young adult novel because it kind of addresses most of the main issues in our society today. It looks at depression, it looks at grief, it looks at anorexia, and it is such a beautifully crafted novel. You learn to really love these characters, and the way the author writes about them, you're just drawn to the story instantly, and I loved 548 so much. It's probably one of my favourite books on Wattpad. I recommend this to practically every teenager on earth. It is such a beautiful story. It will have you laughing, it will have you crying, and you will love it so much. The third book is The Misfortunes of Lolita, and I know I said I didn't want to rank these in any order, but I feel like The Misfortunes of Lolita is probably my favourite book I've ever read on Wattpad, and I'm not saying any of the other books are bad, but this is just by far one of the best stories I've ever read. So because I feel like I can't really describe this any better than the author did, I'm just going to read out her summary so you guys can understand. Former high school football star Frank Novak meets profound and depressed loner Lolita Abri and falls headfirst into love. Throughout the course of one school year, they unravel each other and their sadness, setting apart their differences and realizing that sometimes love isn't enough, and sometimes it just might be. There is something achingly beautiful about this novel. The writing is perfection, and the descriptions, oh my goodness, they are beautiful. I have saved quotes from this story because I love them so much, and the author has just a magic way of words. She just crafts this story so beautifully, and you have goosebumps throughout the story. It's just so beautiful. I recommend this to everybody, literally everybody. It is so amazing. The fourth book is Antemeridiem, or Antemeridiem. I'm not an expert in Latin. Antemeridiem is just one of those rare oddities which really makes me value and appreciate Wattpad. because it's not really the kind of story that would get published. It's not a novel. It's not really what fits the criteria to be a novel, but it is so beautiful, and I'm so grateful that Wattpad's around so that people can share their ideas and share their stories. Antemeridiem is written between two guys, Gil and Wesley, and it's written in a phone conversation format, so it's just like alternating between the two characters. But you learn to love these characters so much, even though there are no descriptions, there's no world building, there's no setting, it just works so well. The characters are amazing and they're hilarious, and the book starts turning a little bit dark, but I can't help but love this story because it is such a beautiful story, and I don't know, it just gripped me. Number 5 is Wayward, and Wayward, along with Antemeridiem, is another one of those really unique stories which I just love finding on Wattpad. It's about two people, two strangers, conversing on the beach about the waves, just staring out at the ocean. And it sounds kind of boring, but it is written with such poise and such elegance, and it's just such a beautiful story. The characters reflect on their lives and just tell about what's going on, and they share their personal feelings, and I feel like somebody's telling me their life story because they delve deep into their lives and what's going on at the moment, and I just loved it. It's poetically brilliant, and I'm finding it hard to kind of describe this story. It's one of those stories that you just have to read to understand, and there's no other way to really describe it. You will understand its beauty once you read it. The 6th book is Drunkards, and I'll let the author describe this one because I just loved her summary. The year 2000, Indiana Wiley and Carter Warren are 5-year-olds. Very dedicated fans to the Beatles, ice cream lovers with big dreams. Sounds like normal children who live normal childhoods, right? 2011, Indiana Wiley, 16 years old, depressed, anorexic, brokenhearted. Carter Warren, 16 years old, illegal alcoholic with unstable anger issues. There was a climax in their life where everything they hoped for and dreamed of together collapsed because of one encounter with a drunkard. Drunkards is another beautiful contemporary young adult novel which just tackles practically every common teenager problem that there is today. I feel like everyone can relate to this story in one way or another, and it's written so amazingly and so beautifully. I feel like I'm saying that about all of these books, but they just are. I loved the writing style of this. You watch them from when they're 5-year-olds grow to 16-year-olds, and you kind of follow their life a little bit. I love the characters in this, and even some of the supporting characters were brilliantly crafted as well. The last novel that I picked is Saving Eliot, and if you're a common user of Wattpad, you've probably already read this book, but Saving Eliot is about a girl, and one day she comes home and finds a boy sitting in her kitchen eating her cake that she has been waiting all day to eat because today is a terrible day and she just wants her cake. This was how Eliot Jensen met the infuriating and polar opposite version of herself, boy Eliot Fintry. It might be annoying having to share the same name as the person you hate, but it's even more annoying having to share the same house as them. He's everything she hates, so why does he make her heart pound at just the thought of him? Winter and summer, fire and water, north and south, heaven and hell. This isn't a love story, this is a story about love. I hope you guys enjoyed this collection of my favourite Wattpad novels. I know some of these aren't finished, but that doesn't really matter because they're still amazing. I really recommend you go and read all of these novels because they're so beautiful and so amazing, and they deserve all the reads and the votes and the follows because these authors are just brilliant at it. So make sure to check the links in the description for all the books that I mentioned today, and I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, morning, evening, whatever, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!
I thought you'd be the kind of girl who'd like a song written for you. Turns out it wasn't so. You said it's not enough. I guess I'll start it from the start. I guess it wouldn't hurt too much to let the air out.